So a few key points for the mace slams. This also works for sledgehammers as well. If you have a look at my arms on the left here versus the person on the right, you'll see that I get the tip of the mace, in this case, a lot higher, a lot closer to the ceiling. Thinking about getting the mace to the ceiling, especially the tip of the mace to the ceiling, is a very good focus because it really lengthens your arms and means you can generate more force on the way down. You can see this person on the right here, they've still got one arm bent, both of my arms are straight, so I can create a lot more leverage. And you can also see I've got my whole center of mass, my hips, a lot higher, further away from the floor. If we continue on, you'll notice on impact here, there's some significant differences. So, first of all, let's just have a look at posture. We want to create this straight line here. And you'll notice person here, more like this. So obviously this, over time, the person on the right is putting more force through the spine in a way that might lead to some back problems. It also might be completely fine, but from a strength and movement and coordination perspective, ideally I want you to be like the image on the left. In order to achieve that, you are going to need to bend your legs. And it takes a little bit of trial and error to get your distance from the tire. So figuring that out is really important. So like, how far from the tire do I need to be? To be honest, it doesn't really matter too much where the impact point is, as long as you feel that you've got like a comfortable impact point. The key thing is like how far away from you, how far from the tire are you, to make that impact point consistent. You'll also notice that by bending your legs, you're able to create this long, this kind of distance between your feet and the tire. And also, if you were to miss the tire, by bending your legs, it's not the end of the world if you hit the floor, like you won't damage the track, but if your legs are straight, you could swing all the way through and smack yourself in the foot or the ankle. I've actually seen this done before. So the simplest and safest thing to do is just bend your legs. And then if you miss the tire, the next thing you'll hit is the floor and not yourself. Finally, if you watch how my hands move when I'm collecting the mace, you can see they slide to the end of the mace. So I'm controlling the heaviest bit of the mace, in this case with my right hand. And then as the mace passes through the air, my hands slide down the shaft. So I've got this strong impact, this long impact. You see both my hands are now together. And again, when I go to pick up the mace, you can see the path of the end of the mace. I've now got complete control of the mace. And then you'll also notice that my hands don't really start to slide down the shaft until the mace is traveling in its path towards the tire. This is another common mistake, if my hands were to slide together at this point in the swing, so now if they started to slide together now, what I've seen is that all of a sudden, especially with heavier maces, heavier sledgehammers, people lose control of the mace and it starts swinging towards their back. So this is why it is important to get this feeling of a mace traveling towards the target before your hands slide together. So definitely pick one teaching point for yourself. Obviously, the first and easiest way to make this safe is to go very slowly. The second way to make it safe is to bend your legs. And the third way is to film it and then compare it back to this analysis video.